There's an old saying that the more things change, the more they stay the same. In Kenya, we're told we live in a bold new era of global connectivity, where satellites the size of a toaster can beam high-speed internet to the most remote corners of the planet. No more cables, no more limits, no more being beholden to the local corporate overlords who've been overcharging you for dial-up speeds since the turn of the century. Or so we thought. Because as it turns out, no matter how far you head into the wilderness to escape the reach of the state, they've always got a way of reeling you back in. So, let's talk about Starlink in Kenya. For a while there, it looked like Elon Musk had actually pulled it off. He brought his fancy space internet to East Africa, and for the first time, people in the far-flung reaches of the country, places the big telcos couldn't be bothered to map, let alone service, finally had a gateway to the modern world. It was fast, it was reliable, and most importantly, it was independent. But of course, that was never going to last, was it? Enter the Kenyan authorities. Now, they have looked at this growing base of nearly 20,000 subscribers, people who just want to check their emails or watch a YouTube video without a 3-minute buffer, and they've decided that this level of freedom is just, well, it's a bit much, isn't it? The ICT Cabinet Secretary, William Kabogo, has decided it's time to bring the Wild West of satellite internet to heel. Under the guise of curbing cybercrime, everyone's favorite catch-all excuse for government overreach, they're demanding that Starlink hand over everything: national IDs, postal addresses, phone numbers, and even biometric data. The message is clear. If you want to use the Skynet, the state needs to know exactly where you're sitting, what you look like, and probably what you had for breakfast. And Starlink, well, for all of Musk's talk about being a free speech absolutist, it turns out that when a sovereign government threatens to flick the off switch, the corporate principles get tossed out the window faster than a bad script treatment. Starlink has already sent out the emails. Give us your ID by April 30th or we're cutting you off. They're even making people show up in person at authorized retailers, because nothing says futuristic satellite technology than standing in a dusty queue for 3 hours to show a man in a plastic chair your laminated ID card so he can tick a box on Form 1. It'll be fine. Now, the local experts will tell you this is all about know your customer regulations. They'll say it's about making sure the bad actors can't hide behind an IP address. But let's be honest, the big local players like Safaricom, who've enjoyed a cozy 35% market share for years, aren't exactly crying tears into their tusker over this. They've been complaining that Starlink's direct entry is a threat, and what better way to level the playing field than by burying the newcomer in the same soul-crushing bureaucracy that everyone else has to deal with. It's the same old story we see in Hollywood. A fresh, exciting idea comes along that threatens the status quo, and instead of the old guard trying to be better, they just use their influence to make the new guy just as boring and restricted as they are. At the end of the day, the people losing out are the ones Starlink was supposed to help: the rural workers, the innovators, the people just trying to live their lives outside the digital thumb of the state. But hey, as long as the government has their National Integrated Population Registration System updated, who cares if a few thousand people lose their connection to the world, right? The world is changing, all right, just not in the way we hoped.